Let's see. Which station is Radio Trista? Ah, there we go.
It's Sunday, October 25th, 2020, and you're listening to Radio Trista. On today's episode of Abend Time 009, we will be discussing lots of great topics involving the PlayStation 5, some various game updates that have occurred this week, and some information about tech, etc., like we usually have at the end. So, instead of starting with the normal tile that I do, I decided to start off with reminding everyone that I have a website, CaliChronicles.net. You can find all of my socials, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, the Attorney Archives Patreon. You can see the most recent Twitter feed. I have live streaming. This video will switch over to my Twitch live stream instead of being a video. You can also get to my merch store. There's lots of different items besides this. See who's online in Discord, and see my affiliate links here. So feel free to stop by if you want to find out more about my social media. And my Twitch channel, which is where I've moved all of my live streaming to, has, you can see which games I've played last. So we played Cadence of Hyrule, some Bleach, some Yakuza 0, Prinny 1 and 2, Yoshi's Crafted World, Ghost of Tsushima, and obviously we finished 13 Sentinels. So, feel free to stop by, make some clips of things if you enjoy, and hang out on stream. So, that out of the way, let's get started. First topic for this week, which if you have been anywhere online, you've seen this topic. PS5 is being sent to the press for previews and reviews. And that's great. I'm glad people are finally getting to use it, take a look at it. Not really much to talk about here, except this means that the system's actually probably going to be out on time, and I'm excited for it in 3 weeks. I look forward to doing unboxings and lots of streaming and other cool content for you guys to enjoy. This is also an interesting article that I found, that the PS5 box contains instructions on transferring your data from PS4. Now, my PS4 is not going to have enough space. The PS5 is not going to have enough space to move all my stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but here's how you can do it. Connect your PS4 console and your PS5 to the same network. Connect your extended storage device from your PS4 to PS5. Sign into the console, transfer data such as gaming history and trophies, as well as profile and friend information. So, there's some information on the bottom of the box. It's not the easiest to read. I'm pretty excited for this option, at least. It's nice that they're doing it. So we'll see how smooth it is. And to the question of the week. There are custom PS5 faceplates that you can buy. Are you guys interested in any of these? They're at PlateStation5.com. Again, that is PlateStation5.com. You can get this black one. There's a chromatic one. It's red, a camo, and indigo blue. Now, personally, white controllers and white consoles are what I prefer. So, I will not be changing it. I'm very happy with the design that it already has. So, my question for you, my listeners, if you are interested in any of these colors, which one do you plan on getting? You'll have to let me know in the comments below. Be happy to hear. So, I know a lot of people are put off by the extra storage cost of the SSDs for the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, along with what the PS5 drives are going to cost. But there is a picture that was brought up, PS5 500GB drive for $115. Now this seems plausible because a 1GB is around $220. This seems plausible. Once the SSDs get a little cheaper for the PCI Gen 4, M.2, NVMe drives. I will likely be picking up a 1TB one, but this isn't bad. This would bring your total usable space to about 1.1 terabytes, because the system takes up approximately 800 and about 150 to 200. So you're left with 600 and something. I don't remember the exact amount, but if you just want a little bit of extra space, this isn't bad to add onto your system. I mean, this is the price of basically Godfall Ascended Edition plus shipping. So it's not that terrible. So if this is something you're in the market for, you could probably get an extra 500 gigabytes of space for around 115. So keep your eyes out. Now this I thought was interesting, so I thought I would share. Sony Interactive Entertainment's Yashuhiro Otori reveals preferable PlayStation 5 position. Now, I'm gonna call BS on this, but we're gonna read it. He says, "This is a frequently asked question. From the designer's point of view, there is no difference in cooling performance between vertical and horizontal installation. I think some people think the heat dissipation efficiency should be higher in the vertical installation due to the chimney effect. However, in a cooling system with an active fan, the chimney effect is at a measurement error level. It works according to the specifications in both horizontal and vertical installation. Personally, I like the vertical placement where the top and bottom of the logo can be seen correctly." And he laughs. Well, I'm gonna call BS on this because heat rises. And yep, I call BS. Sorry. You should stand your console up and down if you want to dissipate the most heat. Same if you get a Xbox Series X, you need to have it facing up because the fan is going to blow air out. Not much to say about this. Just use whatever guidance you want. I recommend vertical placement. Another interesting article about PS5. There's going to be some tied to digital awards. So I believe these for, what are they, Destruction All-Stars? You reward the player a banner. Completing the gold trophy recognized will grant the player a profile avatar. Big difference how it was in PS4. Trophy-specific digital awards even without a platinum. So, that's pretty exciting. Hopefully there are other games that do similar. PS5 and Xbox Series X GPU gap doesn't really have a development impact, says the Dirt 5 dev, which is great. That's great. I'm excited for that. The Xbox Series X has 12 teraflops, which PS5 has 10.28. It's not that far off. You have to consider that there's limitations as well. The DRAM that they put on the PC Gen 4 NVMe M.2 that is soldered to the board of the PS5, that's a mouthful. It's definitely going to improve that console. I think that's going to be pretty comparable. I'm not too worried about it. It's good to see a developer saying that it really doesn't make that big of a difference. Now, the game that I'm excited for, and the more I've watched it, the more I'm interested in this game. Godfall Dev says playing with DualSense is incredible. And if you've watched Spawnwave's channel this week, you see that he's talked about the tech inside the DualSense controller, and how he is very excited for it. And I'm also very excited for what they're doing with the DualSense. There's a lot of tech in that controller. A lot of tech. So at 60 FPS at 4K is the future that's given. So that's very exciting to me. I'm sure it's going to look great and downscaled for streaming. I just have an Elgato HD 60S Plus, which does 4K 60 HDR pass-through for me, but it only does 1080p capture and downscaling. I will have to see if I can find out if it can do 4K, try to downscale it. We'll have to take a look at that. So, they said, playing with the DualSense now, it's incredible. You can actually, almost in a way, imagine that you can sculpt and shape the vibration and the sensations. I've also read with other games, if your trigger, for instance, what game is it? Deathloop. If your gun locks up, the controller will actually prevent you from pulling the fire trigger. Think about how cool that is. They will actually be able to make it to where the controller will prevent you from firing because the gun locked up. That is some great technology. I'm excited to see what happens with that. So, Godfall is the launch title. It is made by the... well, it was published by the Borderlands team. It definitely looks fun. I'm going to be picking it up. I hope you guys, if you are interested in playing with me and you want to pick it up, I'd be happy to co-op with you guys. Here's another game update. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice gets a new trailer featuring Game of the Year edition and free update. You can go watch the trailer here. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Game of the Year edition. Here's what it comes with. Reflection of Strength, Gauntlet of Strength, rematch previously defeated bosses in single and consecutive battles. Extraordinary foes that once stood in the way of victory can be fought again to your heart's content. You can change the wolf's outward appearance with 3 new forms to choose from, including Old, Ashina, Shinobi, and Tengu. You can get these without meeting certain in-game conditions. And for remnants, you can send a recording your actions to the worlds of other Shinobis. Remnant recordings go up to 30 seconds long and fix the message. Share strategies and hints via network to broaden the scope of play. You can buy this on lots of systems. So if you're interested in that, get your Dark Souls fix before the Demon Souls remake. Definitely go check it out. Speaking of Dark Souls, I know you guys like it. I don't know why, but I saw this article, reminded me of you guys. So 5 games like Demon Souls to satisfy that Souls-like craving. I know that Rad Console Gaming was excited for Mortal Shell. It's actually an indie game. So I hope that if you guys have had that tried out, that'd be great. There's a 30-minute speed run of the whole game actually, which is interesting. So you might want to look at this, give it a shot if you're a Dark Souls fan. Ashen, I hadn't actually heard of this one, but it might be good to pick up, so give this one a shot as well. Hollow Knight is basically a game where it's a Metroidvania, but it's really tough. I wouldn't say it's necessarily as hard as the Prinny games, but those aren't the same style. But Hollow Knight is very challenging and difficult, so definitely give that one a look if it's something you're interested in. I know we talked about this at the podcast last night that Nick from Hehe's Gaming did, but Neo, it's another Souls-like game, kind of. I know a lot of people argue that it's not a Souls-like, but it's also a tough game where you're a demon, samurai kind of person, so give it a shot. And Salt and Sanctuary, a really, really tough Metroidvania, so definitely give that one a look, too. So Phil Spencer comments on 2 rare classics. This is exciting for me. I love the rare titles, so let's just read what he had to say. Phil Spencer said that I leave it up to studios in terms of things that they want to go work on. I have a lot of respect for Rare and the work that they do. They do like building new things, and they've seen success with Sea of Thieves. I think they're really excited about Everwild, but also the response to Battletoads was nice, and I think that Delilah did a good job with the game. And so I think it's just always a balance. Inbox is full of let every studio do new blank. And also, why haven't you brought back Crimson Skies and Blinks? That's right, why haven't you brought back Blinks? I'd like a new Blinks. Crimson Skies 2, where is it? Give it. So that'll be interesting if those come back. On to some more Xbox news. The Seagate expansion card was open. Also, John over at Spawnwave. I'm excited to watch him take all this stuff apart. If you are not a viewer of Spawnwave's content, you need to be if you like watching stuff get torn apart. And without breaking it, definitely go give his channel a look. So it's interesting that it's got this much pace to it. The outer shell being metal is good. I think it's good for heat dissipation with all the contact directly to the metal. Hopefully that helps out. So I'm excited to see more of this taken apart. If you're a big fan of teardowns, go watch Spawnwave's channel. You'll enjoy it. Now onto some humorous news. So KFC is giving away this controller, finger looking good, or finger clicking good rather. Look how awful this thing looks. It's so bad. It's so bad. If you live in the UK, you could enter a contest to win it. I'm good. I'm good, thanks. So the last topic for this week. Square Enix boss says coronavirus caused time to stand still and we couldn't develop anything. I call BS. I work at a fairly large corporation, and if we use this excuse, like, no one would tolerate it. That's not acceptable. There's so many things we've implemented since coronavirus started. Using work from home as an excuse just shows how Japan's infrastructure is not set up for people to do that. They're set up to work themselves to death, and work from home is not really well looked upon there. So here's what they said. Also, considerable impact on the production side. Resonate in the future. What we are selling now may have provided some positive aspects. From the negative side, time has stood still in terms of production. Couldn't develop anything. That is where the impact will come. I call BS. The coronavirus has not stopped innovation. For company, you just have to figure out how to advance in the new world. It is what it is, guys. Deal with it. So, that's it for me this week. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you guys giving your time to me for Abend Time each week. My website will always have the playlist, so you can go look at past episodes if you happen to miss any. So, thanks again. Appreciate your time. If you like this video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to my channel, watching my live streams on Twitch, and I will see you next time.